Okay, welcome to Classroom, welcome to the LSMS. So we have a document, which I will wave on screen now, called the Welcome to Pillbox document. But you can all see that right now. I'll bring that up for everyone. There is a reason why I have both screens going on at the moment. First of all, congratulations on passing your interview and welcome to LSMS. As this is a whitelisted job, you are upheld to a very high standard within the community. A very high standard. We are always continuously trying to make sure that you're all doing the best you can. We have Twitch TV. We follow Twitch.tv's rules and guidelines. So take some time to review them. One of the things that I will say is suicide RP is banned. End of. It's banned on the server because Twitch channels can get reported, and it can also get your channel banned. You have the right to walk away from any suicide RP, which you may find a higher number for as part of the medical professional staff. In-game, do /report immediately and follow up on the website. I'm going to go through how to do that in a moment. If you are streaming, immediately go to BRB and mute to avoid your own channel bans within Twitch. This is so literally you don't get your own channel banned. And in some cases, you may have to delete the VOD. I have had situations where I've had to stop the stream, delete the VOD, wait until the situation's over, and then restart the stream. It's not something that's pleasant. It's not something that's fun, but it needs to be done. It is banned on the server. To make a report on the website after you've done /report, so it can be simply /report suicide RP, /report suicide RP. Once you've got there, you will go to the twitchrp.com webpage. And on the webpage, you will go to this 3 little lines on the top. Can everyone see it?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Clicking on that, you go down to support. Clicking on support, you get the support, reports, and contact form. Once clicking on that, it will ask you to sign into your Steam. You will need to do this. Once you have signed in, it will present you with this page, which is the twitchrp.com/report page. You will then click on new ticket, and I will show you what happens with the new ticket. I'm quickly going to turn that off on the video due to the tiniest little flicker of showing names of people, unfortunately, that I have. So you will be presented with this. You will need to put your name, which will automatically be inserted. The subject, suicide RP, fail RP. Your Discord name. What is your Discord name? You can find it quite easily by simply clicking on your name, your username, and then putting it back in there. Find your Steam ID. They've got a website down there. Category. If it's something within GTA, like on the server, GTA report. Issue with Discord. Something going on with Discord and OOC. There you go. Ban appeal. If you unfortunately get banned, that's how you make it. Other, if it doesn't fit into these categories. Make a description. If you are streaming, link timestamps into your video. Don't use... Oh, they've got rid of it. So, link timestamps, links to pictures, make a very clear explanation. You'll need to then click on I'm not a robot and submit your ticket. Is that all clear to everyone?
Yes.
Clear.
Okay, fantastic. I will then close out of all of that. What I might also do is load up the thing in a moment to show you how to things within game, as I believe that might actually help you. So let's load that up. Hopefully it doesn't crash my sound. It doesn't. So it's important that you follow these up on in game. It's really, really important. Let me double check something else. So we've got important documentations. You've got the HIPAA, which if you click on it, will link you to this HIPAA information. It will tell you when you can talk and when you can't talk in-game, in character. You also, from this, I suggest reading it because you'll be expected before your first shift to complete the HIPAA test, which can be found in the classroom if you scroll upwards. And there's another link to it. You will be... There's a link to the disciplinary guide as well, which goes over all the different aspects of the disciplinary guide. There is a 3-tier approach: a verbal, then written warning, a 48-hour suspension, termination. However, a tribunal may be offered for termination. What can you do at each rank? So the director can do everything. They can call the tribunal. They are the only ones who can give final thing apart from inactivity, who can terminate. You have to get his permission. We need to terminate someone. We need to go through the director. Indefinite suspension, mandatory counselling, sending off duty, written discipline, verbal discipline correction. Command. So they can do everything apart from termination, unless they've got permission, 2 weeks suspension, mandatory, etc. Senior staff can do up to 48-hour suspension, sending off duty, verbal discipline correction, written discipline. If you finish your training, which if you are in the EMS career is when you reach paramedic, because as an EMT you are still considered being in training, they can do verbal discipline and correction. Please remember, we do a case-by-case approach. If you get something on your record, it's struck off after 30 days. And this is all in character stuff that we're doing. Just all in character discipline. There is a how-to medical guide RP, which is mainly for the communication of the server. It will tell them all the information. If you get somebody who's super confused and might need a little bit of extra, great. Let's get you... I apologize, hold on. Let's get you... This is what you might send them to help them with their medical. But you are the guiding voice there. Make suggestions. Make it fun for them. There may be people who come in who do not know how to medical RP. You are their guiding light at that moment. Make it inviting. You are the person who makes them decide whether they like med RP, whether they dislike it. We also have the medical knowledge cheat sheet, which has a list of medications, which has a list of psychiatric medications, phrases, complications, equipment, lingo. This is especially important for PHS if you want to get your teeth into it. There's a lot in there that you can get your teeth into and enjoy. Neutrality. Traditionally, we are considered a neutral party. This does not mean you can't make friends. However, in the event of any situation, you are expected to represent the state first. If you witness a crime, you are expected to report it. MDT, I will show you in-game, so please give me a moment. With the hopest of hopes that I'm not I'm in a suitable place. Okay. I'll do it here. So to bring up the MDT, you simply do /t, and you can do /emdt. Simply like that. And it will bring up a small tablet like that you can then use. When you are on duty, if you do /mdt, you can also access the MDT here. Let me just make sure I'm... For those going into PHS, you will be expected to find it. If you're expected to find somebody, your best bet is to take their first name, last name, and their phone number. Every player in the server has a unique phone number. This will be your best bet to find someone. Once you found them, you can press on Issue Record. And into the record, you will be expected to put how they arrived. Their injuries. So they arrived. Did they walk in? So they might have done EMS, walk in, PD, dust off. You will then be expected to talk about their injuries. What injuries did they have? Well, their injuries were they had a broken femur. So you would put that down. Obviously, some people have... We'll put 3rd-degree burns because I know how to spell that. 3rd-degree burns to the chest, arms, hands. Of course, this is simplified for the sake of everyone. You will then expect to be put down what treatment you did. So in there, you're going to put what did you do in the OR? What was guided of you? If you're nursing, what did pillbox doctors tell you to do? As a nurse, in nursing, you are still expected to write paperwork. You are not expected to step away from that. You are expected to do that kind of thing as well. Medications. What medications did you give them? Did you give them aspirin? Did you give them ibuprofen? Did you give them epinephrine? Things like that. Status. Did they go into ICU? Did they go into recovery? Did they get discharged straight from the OR room? Everything clear at the moment?
Yep.
Wonderful. Once you've done that, and we expect these things to be... Try and, make it exciting. Would you rather read something that's full of life and information? Or do you just want the bare bones? Some people prefer the bare bones, but it doesn't give a lot of life. But at the same time, it will give the information that you need. We don't want to see 3rd-degree burns to the chest, arms, and hands. Treat 3rd-degree burns with burn gel. Well, what else did you do? Did you do anything else? What about the skin grafts that you would have had to do? Put the information that you needed into that. It's really important to help carry stories over into DOJRP, into SASP RP, into civilian RP. There is so much carryover from just what you put into the medical log. It's really vital. Everyone in Pillbot, in SASP, SASD, DOJ, and LSMS are allowed 6 eyes contact. A civilian is only allowed 3. I'll explain why in a moment. I'll show you on my character. So, we'll highlight this one. In this, we have the 3 personalized contacts that everyone in the state, every civilian will get. You are expected in the whitelisted roles to then add in an additional 3 from your ICE, up to 3. They're expected to be your chain of command. So if you're in EMS, look at your deputy chiefs, look at your chiefs. If you're in PHS, look at your senior doctors, look at your chiefs, look at your directors. You are expected to have someone that is above you. This is because if you go into a coma, and it's the same with SESP, same with DOJ, same with SESSD, I can't say that one. It's a way to tell us, oh, you've not been inactive. You've actually been RPing out that you're in ICU. It's to keep that information going. It's to keep your command informed. This is what's going on with you right now. This is what's happening in this character's story. This SESP character is in serious condition. Okay, let's let command know, because that will affect their ability to be a state trooper. Pillbox doctors, notes, and top 3 contacts. So the personal contacts are for you need to inform people on their ICE contacts if the patient goes into ICU or has become deceased. ICE contacts cannot make decisions for the patient. Next of kin or power of attorney can make medical decisions for the patient if they are unable to do so. If an ICE contact says you can let everyone know the patient's condition, that's okay. If you have somebody in the Vipers and the Vipers come in and there's another person from the Vipers on their thing and they say, yeah, you can let the Vipers know, then let the Vipers know if they ask. But don't go and then to the top of the roof and shout it for the world to see. It's there to help with gangs and motorcycle clubs and those large groups that may want to know. Game mechanics. I'm quickly going to do a clock on duty here. Game mechanics are accessed either through the F3 or the G. If you click on F3, it will take you immediately to the LSMS equivalent. If you click on G, you'll need to click on LSES, Los Santos Emergency Services. You have the option to revive. If someone is completely down, clicking on that, if you have a med kit in your bag, not on the tool belt, in the bag, it will bring them up. You always need to ask permission before you can bring somebody up to their feet. Treating. You can then, if you have a bandage, you can then fully heal them to full health. There'll be different situations where we can give them a pill and when we can give them a bandage. We're kind of still working that out at the moment, but we're going through that at the moment. You can put them into a vehicle. Make sure your vehicle is unlocked before you do this because they'll just pop right back out. Drag out. To get a person out of the vehicle, especially with the animals, with the ambulances, you need to go and stand at the wheel arch, the back wheel arch, to get that person out. It won't let you do it from the back. You need to go and stand at the wheel arch. You also have the option to check injuries. If somebody decides to do a full, detailed information about it, check their injuries. It's a little bit of time, but they can have lots and lots of detail in there. And it will save people with that /me. Because if you notice when they're down, that /me can become very hard to read. In order to read that a bit more, you're going to have to step away. But the check injuries is there. This is the carry button, also known as the drag. Do not use this button unless express permission has been given to you by the player. Does anyone know why?
Why?
Okay, so we have 2 options of carrying people on the server. We have the Y button, where you throw them over your shoulder. If they are thrown over your shoulder, then they have the option to wiggle out of that. If they are, this carry button or the drag button leaves them powerless. You have complete control over them. They cannot move unless you fall down a mountain. Unless that is broken, they cannot move. They cannot do anything. So the suggestion is to use Y and get them over your shoulder when you're carrying them. Give them the opportunity to come around and get out. Do not that is really important to remember, because there can be consequences to abusing of the drag button or the carry button. So please, please, please use the Y button. (811). There is an 811 line, as you're aware. When you go onto the phone, the ambulance, it will pop up in the top left-hand corner and it will say 811 call from this number. In this number, you will put, you can then press F9, F10, F11 for the ambulance line. Everyone should be answering the ambulance line, not just the EMS, because there may be things going on that actually you can help at that time. It may be somebody wanting a therapy appointment. It may be somebody saying, can I go and get a checkup with the doctors? If it is for an EMS call, tell the person, okay, I would like you to, could you please text the ambulance line with this information? And the EMS will get round to it. When the EMS are available, they will get round to it. The permadeath procedure, again, to remove the tablet from your hand, do /E clear. And it will remove it from your hand completely. If you are doing a permadeath procedure, on the end of your record, you need to put the time of death. The only people who can call time of death is by doctors, pillbox doctors, in which the nurses will be recording, or EMS, or a medical examiner. A medical examiner is the only person who can call in the field. We have very few medical examiners who can actually call in the field, but we have some. There is a permadeath form link. Clicking, that is what you send to the player. In order to find a player, you can go to the Discord and search for their name. Their name should be in their username for nickname for TRP. You can go to TRP General and type at X-Rays 6 or at Moon Hero, which is my Discord. And you will find that person. Clicking on it, it will link them in the chat and you can send a message from there. If you cannot find their name, the other option is you give them something from your menu. So you can go to your menu, click on write and click give. And although I've got nobody here, it will give it to the person there and you will get, or it will show the people there. You will get the number of somebody. Go to that, get the number, go to F2, and unfortunately, you have to search through the whole of the thing. If you've got a number that you're not aware of, great. Let's go and we can search for it. So I know my numbers. Let's find Vanessa's, because I know that she's on at the moment. So I'm looking for number. Actually, I've got to find it now. 68. And so I'm going to search through the whole of this list in order to find 68. But once I've found 68, I can then use that username and double check it in TRP. Normally you find that people's usernames link very closely to their Discord names. If you then cannot find them, at the same time, you can also ask the person to... Pillbox doctors, can you email me? My name is X-ray06 Aya Marks. And they can also do the searching. Very, very few times do we need to say who plays this character. But this is why it's so vitally important that your name is in the Discord, on the TRP Discord, so you can be found easily. It's very a quicker way to do it for people joining EMS is you can put your X-ray number in there. Once you have got that, if you are in PHS, you would need to screenshot the whole of their MDT file. This may take a while because some people have extensive MDTs. This is in order to avoid the fact that some people delete their characters. If you get to the person and they've permed, say to them, can you please hold on until we've spoken to a medical examiner. You've spoken to a medical examiner about whether it's done. This is really important for people like SESP. If the police are involved with a death, they really like to get those autopsies. So get that, police are involved, get a screenshot. Notifications in the term of a death, the first people you call are the police, are the troopers, are the deputies. It's mandatory. If the police and deputies say it's okay, even if it's been a death from a broken leg, they still need to be told. If the police then say it's okay, or if the police say then to delay notifications, you do not tell anyone else from there. If they say it's okay, you can then contact the ICE contacts. Contact them about what is going, like, unfortunately, this person has passed away. They have been moved to the central. Regardless of what department you decide to go into, medical RP is like law enforcement. It's like the Department of Justice. It's free RP. People will come to you seeking medical attention. That being said, your experience is what you make it. If you just go from call to call to call to call to call, treating people, you will feel less like a mechanic. You will feel like you're not engaging with people socially. It's a great social thing. People love socializing with medicals. And you are highlighting the medical RP. You are the people. You have a really important job. You have the opportunity to make somebody enjoy it. And that's so important. And I know that you wouldn't have got to this point if you did not show a little, even just a little bit of that passion. Draw out your scenes. Invite the players into treatment. Make it fun, excitable. But be mindful some people will just not be into medical RP. If you are out in the field as EMS, you can offer the person to come back to Pillbox for further treatment. Would you like to go and see the doctors? Would you like to go and get that x-rayed at the hospital? Don't force them. Something that I have used previously in the past to really engage with people is I'd made every medical request. Oh, you ran into the deer god. You upset the deer god so much that they ran in front of your vehicle and caused it to explode. Well, what's your pain scale from 1 to 10? If 10 is you're sitting in a burning lava. Right, so you've got some burns on your arms. I'm going to give you the burn gel as your weapon and your burn bandages as the shield. Make it super excited. That made people think I was a little bit crazy. Just a tad. However, some people loved it. and it was something that was engaging to them. It was something new. It was something, I've not had this before. This person is communicating back with me. Communicate with them. If you're in PHS, something that can really help with that is you can go, oh, I can see that we've got burns on the arm. I'm going to double check that none of the bones in the arm has been fractured by doing some... I'm just going to double check. Like, draw it out. We may have an artery that's bleeding out at the moment. Make it really fun. EMS again, don't abandon a scene because another call's popped up. 5 medical pings pop up. It's time to move. We need to get that moving. Call and text the ICE contacts. Make sure they're involved. That can lead to a lot of problems within character if they don't. So that's just pre-warning. We no longer do medical treatment in the lobby. Move them back into Ward A, into the recovery rooms. This is a move that we have decided to do. People get treated in the recovery ward. People who are waiting, wait outside in the lobby. We also do not call them patch-ups anymore. We no longer call them patch-ups. We call them saying, medical assistant, would you like to get a checkup? So, let's make sure we're using that language, because this is another next point. Use of /me's we use as a last resort. We normally guide with our voice. I'm going to check at this point whether you need assistance from... we need to do some assistance here. I'm going to check you over. I'm going to check your vitals. I'm checking your breathing and your pulse. It's a way to showcase your amazing knowledge. Patient handoffs. Doctors and nurses should be greeting the patient and the EMS at the door. EMS, if you're coming in with a 95, we go in through the ambulance bay and up through the elevators. 10-7. Make sure you're putting in silent dispatch, which I will show you now how to do. When you're coming on duty, do /D. This is your silent dispatch. It allows for a little notification at the top right-hand corner. And it sends it out to police, and it sends it out to all emergency medical services. /D. When you come on duty, if you're an EMS, do X-ray 6. If you're not, just do 1041. And then press enter, and it will send it. If you're going for a break, 10:07. That means you're going away. You're not to be interrupted. Go into the break room. Go AFK there. Trust me, it's going to save you being shot a whole lot. When you come back, it's /10:08. When you finish your duty, it's in my case, X-ray 06, without the capital. 10:42. I'll write those down for you. Would that help people if I write them down in the classroom? So that you remember them?
Yeah, why not?
Like a sheet for it?
Sure. We have a sheet in EMS for them, but I can certainly get it written down for everyone. Professionalism. As EMS, we are expected to be EMS and PHS and even MHS. We are expected to be very professional on the job. There are chairs and hospital bed in the lobby. Don't lie on the floor. Don't sit on the floor. Don't flop on the floor. If you want to flop for dramatic effect, oh, I'm shocked, I'm going to drop. You can do that, but don't lie there for 15 minutes. Greet people as they come in through the door. It's really exciting to hear, hello, welcome to Pillbox. How may I help you? Instead of, hello, welcome to Pillbox. What can I do for you? Ask people not to wear their masks. Although if you deem them, if they have a gun, I'd probably not suggest that. Just go, okay, let's get you treated at this moment in time. If you're having a bad day, IRL, don't go on duty. Stay off duty. Because it will come through. It really will come through. Don't hang around the pillbox off duty. This is because we have a very high load stress on the server. We have a very high load stress on the server. In the space of one area, you can have many, many people. You have people at the pink cage. It goes as far as the pink cage, down to MRPD, down to Legion Bank and Leicester Legion Square. And everyone that is coming into the server underneath MRPD. Let's keep the strain off the server by not hanging around at Pillbox. EMS don't station at Pillbox. They go to Sandy. And by getting elsewhere, you spread that RP throughout the whole of the server, the whole of the island. There's RP everywhere you look for it. Palito, Sandy, Stab City, west side of Los Santos. There's so much there. Loitering, we should keep that to a minimum. If you need medical assistance, go and field free chat 5-10 minutes, depending on how busy the hospital is, and then just leave. People have a habit of loitering in pillbox, especially if they see people there. Depending on how busy it is, we'll live for men loitering, but if it gets out of hand, tell them to leave unless they need medical attention. Be nice about it. I'm really sorry. Do you need medical attention? Okay, would I be able to move you on at this moment in time? If they continue to loiter, contact PD, and they will tell you them to leave, and if they persist, they'll sort it out from the legal point. If you are the only medical staff on duty, and you need to go away, or you are tired, go off duty. Tell PD, tell SASP, and they can revive and the city will survive. If you are on the server and you are available to go on, to get on your character and to help, there is a channel within the Discord called On Call. Click on there is a little icon for MedRP. Clicking on it, and then you can tag people. On call, need help. On call means you're on the server but not on duty. But you're able to clock on very quickly. Just try to finish up your roleplay in a reasonable amount of time. FTO is for trainings. This is the trainers are on the server and not on duty and can train other medical personnel. This is for EMS. We'll go through this, but there's a whole different concept that can go on. PHS, you can go on duty at Pillbox and assist with Pillbox doctors. There is a Pillbox doctors form which can be found for EMS in the EMS important documents, which we'll go through in a moment. Disruptive citizen calls. In the event that certain people are causing mischief, being general idiots, harassing Pillbox staff, do not attempt to get them to leave other than verbally. If they are escalating the situation, call SASP, call SASD. And if a gunfight breaks out, go and make sure you're safe first. Go find that locked door. Then focus on your patients. You can't help your patients if you're lying on the floor bleeding. Contact them as quickly as possible. There is also a radio in-game, which I should have shown you, which you can get from the medical cabinets where you get your medkits and your bandages. To activate that radio, you click home on your keyboard. you can rebind it. There is a whole video by Emil currently in announcements. So if you scroll up to the 13th of April, there's a whole radio guide for EMS and PHS. At this point, does anyone have any questions for me?
Not right now. I don't.